Hey guys, it's Kelly. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're not following me on Instagram yet, but you love a daily dose of K-beauty on your feed, come join me on Instagram. I post all kinds of mini reviews and talk about some products you may not see on YouTube. So come give me a follow on Instagram if you'd like to. Now today, it is a special edition of What's the Tea, because today I'm going to be focusing just on one line. This is the brand new I'm From Fig line. I'm From recently released this new line, 3 products right now featuring fig fruit extract. Definitely not an ingredient that I was expecting to see from I'm From. I definitely had to do some research into this one, but I feel like I have a lot of tea for you guys on this one, good and bad. So if you are so ready to start sipping on that bubbling hot tea, give the video a big thumbs up and let's get started. Why fig? Antioxidants, a lot of antioxidants. Not only that, but it does contain a lot of phenolic compounds. Now this is really good because it brings a lot of anti-inflammatory benefits and a lot of anti-aging benefits. Not only that, but phenolic compounds are really good at penetrating deeply into the skin, which is truly the name of the game with skincare, right? You want to get those beneficial ingredients in deeper where they can be more effective. Fig also has a well-known benefit for helping to prevent the development of dark marks, so really good if you are prone to hyperpigmentation. Fig is definitely an ingredient to have on your radar. It can just kind of make those dark marks, can help prevent them from being really, really bad and help them fade a little bit sooner. But there is a flip side to this ingredient, and I do think that it is worth discussion because I know some people have some worries about this, and it's actually 2 things. Number 1, increased photosensitivity. There is a lot of evidence out there for a lot of compounds that increase your skin sensitivity to the sun found in fig. And the second one is allergic reactions, contact dermatitis. There's also a lot of research out there about the highly allergic potential of fig. What? So what I found out about this is there's a couple of different sources that you can get a fig extract from, and that is the leaves, the root, the sap, and the fruit itself, right? Now, when it comes to skincare, the extract is usually coming just from the fruit, and that is a good thing because in the leaves and in the root and in the sap, that's where the high amount of potential irritants are coming from, and that's where the high amount of photosensitizing compounds are found. So as long as it's coming from fig fruit extract, you are probably a-okay. Potentially some photosensitivity, nothing more than you would get from your AHAs and BHAs. So as long as you're wearing your daily sunscreen, nothing to be too concerned about, right? And the potential for irritation is incredibly low from the fruit. And I'm happy to report that in the I'm From products, they are only using fig fruit extract. They're not using extracts from any other part of the fig tree. And that is good news. And we probably don't need to worry about the potential irritation. Let's start off with the fig boosting essence. And it is important to note that this, out of the 3 products currently in the line, this essence is the only one that is completely fragrance free. The other 2 products do use fragrance. Texture, it really is quite a light, almost syrupy type of essence. You know, it's very runny, but it's got quite a bit of body to it. You can see that. When you move this between your fingers, you're gonna feel a little bit of a moisturizing slip. It's not super rich. It's not really nourishing, just a little like whisper of moisture to this one. This takes a hot second to absorb into the skin. It really does. It definitely feels a little bit like a thick layer at first. Once it does absorb though, it does feel lightweight. So ingredients, we have 62.7% of fig fruit extract, so a high amount of the star ingredient, always nice to see that. This also contains fructose and glucose, which are water binding sugars. It's one of my favorite ingredients, panthenol, beautiful humectant and very barrier supportive. Very interesting to note as well, beta-tin salicylate. Now this is related to salicylic acid, but much much more gentle. So you can expect a little exfoliation benefit from this one. However, this ingredients list does have a flip side. Just like I said, there was a flip side to Fig, there is a flip side to this Essence ingredients list. Now, let me be clear, these are not red flags. This is not like, oh, I see this ingredient is here, I will not use this. That's not what this is. These ingredients are absolutely fine on their own, but all together in this ingredients list kind of give me pause. And it actually does play into my final opinion about this product. So I just wanted to clear that up. Diphenyl dimethicone. Now, this is a fluid silicone. It's used to emulsify the product, and it does have an emollient benefit too, like a moisturization benefit. Now, just like you would expect with a silicone product, right, this does leave your skin very soft, very silky, very conditioned, right, just like you expect from silicone types of products. Now, you may be familiar with this ingredient because I just actually talked about it on the last What's the Tea episode when I talked about the Thank You Farmer Rice Toner. And if you guys remember, that was an ingredient that I did sort of really make a point of talking about. However, it didn't really affect my experience using the product. I didn't think that it was a bad thing at all. It is not my favorite ingredient to see, however, in fluid type products like toners and essences. I don't really like to see any silicones in those types of products. There are a handful of other similar ingredients. They're not silicones, but they're similar in the fact that they really do improve the feel of the product. And when I say the feel, I mean that really silky kind of slip sort of a feel to the product, but they don't actually bring a lot of skin benefits. They just bring formula benefits, if that makes sense. Yes, it leaves your skin feeling conditioned and softened, but remember, this is a very temporary effect, and it's not really giving you any long-term benefits. Which leads me into my experience and my final opinion about this product, because you know what? I really wanted to love this product. I really wanted to, but I don't. So it does say to put it on at the first step of skincare. Yeah, don't do that. I did. That's what I did. I followed the instructions. I washed my face, I put on this essence, and then I put on my toner and my serum. And oh boy, was that just a mistake. Now, as I said with the texture, it does take a second to absorb, but it feels light on the skin. And that is true. It doesn't feel heavy, but I do think that this creates a thick layer, because when I put my toner on top, when I put my serum on top, it did not feel like those products, which I'm used to really deeply hydrating my skin, I didn't feel like they could get into my skin deeper. It's like this product blocked it from really absorbing into my skin well. So that was definitely a big issue, because that caused my skin to become dehydrated throughout that day. So big mistake there. Don't use it at the first step of skincare. So I use this as a traditional essence, wash my face, put on my toner, use the I'm From Fig essence, and then serum and moisturizer. And truly that is where this product should be used, which was my first gut instinct, but of course those directions were all kinds of goofy. So anyways, traditional essence is really the way to go with this one. And in that order, it felt fine. But really there's just nothing impressive about this product. Nothing. The hydration levels, it's not very hydrating, like really at all. Another product from I'm From Mugwort Essence. That has such beautiful, deep, quenching hydration to it in a really similar texture. This product, this I'm From Fig essence, isn't anywhere close to those hydrations. It's not even close to that. Not even close. Moisture. Now, this does have that little bit of slip, that whisper of moisturization when you feel it between your fingers. And yet, I really didn't feel like my moisture levels benefited from this product, like at all. This wasn't nourishing or comforting or moisturizing. Honestly, like this just kind of like once you apply it, it's just kind of there, but you're not really feeling any kinds of benefits. And that just makes me feel so like, ugh, about this product. The one thing I can say this does for my skin is it does leave it quite silky and soft and very conditioned. It is a lovely feeling. Underline the word feeling. And remember, diphenyl dimethicone, all those other ingredients that contribute to the feel of the product, that silky feel. And there's just really one phrase that comes to my mind when I use this product, when I think about this product, and I feel so savage saying it, but this is called what's the tea? And the tea is this is a cheap trick. Ooh, I hate saying stuff like that. And when you're applying it, it feels silky. It feels soft. It leaves your skin feeling very, very silky and conditioned. And so your mind thinks that it's working, right? Because of that experience of putting it onto your face. It's very pleasant. But once that experience is kind of worn off, right, and the day goes on, you realize that the essence didn't really do much for you. It didn't bring hydration. It didn't bring moisture. It's not brightening your skin or anything like that, right? So for me, there was a really big issue with the texture and the feel of this product. And it just left me feeling kind of tricked, like this should be working for me, and yet it's not. I really wasn't impressed with this. This did not jive with my skin, clearly. And I really wanted to like it, but for me, I just don't. The Fig Cleansing Balm. Now this does contain fragrance, but it does not contain essential oils. The scent on this one, I will commend them. It is not an overpowering scent at all. It's very, very light. It doesn't smell like a fig though. It's just like a very generic fruity kind of scent. It's like a generic waxy fruit scent, but it's really not unpleasant and it's very light. Now the texture is incredibly pleasing. You know, it is a balm that really almost immediately turns into that silky oil on your face. It's such a pleasant experience. It really feels great. It is effective. It breaks down makeup and sunscreen very well. It worked on eye makeup very well as well. Now, as far as rinsing away cleanly, this is one of the biggest standards for me when it comes to cleansing balms. I think it's unfair to say it's hard to wash away cleanly, but I also don't think that it's the full picture if you say that it does rinse away immediately. I did feel like I had to work at this just a little bit more, like there was just a little bit of film sort of hanging around. Not a massive deal, but I did feel like it just wasn't the easiest thing. So somewhere in between. The other thing I want to note too, that I did use this on my eye makeup. I use all my first cleansers around my eye area. This one particularly did leave me a little cloudy-eyed a couple of times. It didn't sting and it wasn't too severe. As far as ingredients go, you know, I'll admit there's not that much fig happening in this product. 7.8% of fig extract. It is a wash-off product. I don't have a big problem with that because you're really not going to gain much benefits from any of the ingredients in a wash-off product, right? So not a big deal here. What is interesting about the fig fruit extract, though, they're calling it fig oil water. What they're doing with the fig fruit extract, instead of extracting the fig in water, they're extracting it in oil, which is actually contributing to the overall cleansing balm effect. I will note that polyethylene is found in this cleansing balm. I've talked about polyethylene last week, and I've also talked about it in the past. If you have environmental concerns, this is an ingredient you should be aware of and potentially something that you want to avoid. This is not the product that I was expecting to like, but there is something about the, and this is going to sound funny, the experience of putting this on, the feel on the skin is so lovely. And this is the thing, the feeling and the experience of a cleansing balm is much more important than an essence, in my opinion. Not only does it feel great, but it also helps keep you from rubbing and tugging at your skin. Your fingers are gliding over your skin effortlessly and gently. You're not pulling at your skin. So I really appreciate that. You know, really for me, I really enjoyed it. I think it's very effective. It's just a shame about the fragrance. I've never found a cleansing balm without them, so I'm not surprised. But it would be great to encounter one day, wouldn't it? And of course, the polyethylene issue too. You know, I'd really prefer to not see something like that in this cleansing balm. So definitely there's a few downsides to the product, but generally speaking, this is a very nice cleansing balm that is effective. Not the product that I was expecting to enjoy, but yeah, I mean, it's a pretty nice product. Let's talk about the Fig Scrub Mask. Now this is a really interesting one because this is a physical scrub, so you can use this to kind of help exfoliate away the dead skin cells. but it's also a wash off mask. So you can leave this on your face 10 to 15 minutes and then wash it off. So it's 2-in-1. You can get the benefits of both. I find that very, very intriguing. So this contains fig fruit powder at 1.2%. Not a lot, but really this is contributing to the physical exfoliation in the scrub. So they can't use that much, right? This is also using walnut shell powder. It also has a black sugar and sweet almond meal powder, and that's what's creating the scrub effect in this mask. Now the texture actually reminded me of a speculoos cookie spread or cookie butter. I was like, let me spread this on some toast. It looks appealing. Anyways, it is quite a thick texture, and I would say the scrub in this, it is almost like a very sandy type of scrub. It's very, very fine. It's not thick. It's not very abrasive. You know, it's not very rough on the skin. I was actually really impressed with the very fine sort of sandy texture to the scrub. As a wash-off mask, it does kind of create a nice sort of thick layer on the skin and stays put pretty nicely. So either way you want to use it, I find the texture to be pretty pleasing. So I'm from As a brand where they really shine, in my opinion. Their area of expertise, wash-off masks. They are so good at wash-off masks. They make some of the best high-quality wash-off masks on the Korean skincare market. And some of my favorites come from them. So needless to say, I was super excited about this product, especially the fact that you can use it 2 different ways. So as a scrub. Now, I'll admit, I have very sensitive skin. I don't have much need for physical exfoliation. I don't usually find much benefit from it, but I will admit my nose does like a little scrub now and then. Sometimes my T-zone too. Because I do still get quite oily in there. I still get quite a bit of blackheads on my nose. And so a little physical exfoliation actually feels kind of nice in that area. And this is a nice scrub. Like, this is a nice scrub. It almost feels like a polish, almost like a micro polish rather than like a full-on St. Ives, like thick, harsh scrub. This is more like a polish. And I found it really impressive. One of the very few scrub products that I would actually like reach for regularly for my sensitive skin. So it definitely like blew me away in the scrub department. As a wash off mask, you know, it's kind of the similar feeling that I got with the Essence. It feels nice on, but I didn't really feel like it did a lot for my skin. It didn't bring a lot of calming and soothing hydration or moisture. It did create a film on my skin that was actually kind of hard to wash away. But it just felt similar to the Essence. Like it just sort of sat on top of my skin, but it didn't really get in there deeply and do much for my skin. So actually as a wash off mask, I don't really like this. As a scrub, I think this is great. So if you're really interested in it for the scrub benefits, I say go for it. If you're really interested in it for the wash off mask benefits, I just personally didn't really like it. Oof, that was some tea, was it not? It was piping hot. All jokes aside though, like this is actually quite a bummer for me because, you know, I'm from products. There are so many that are just so dear to me that I just love so much and have repurchased so much. The Mugwort Essence, the Mugwort Mask, the I'm From Honey Mask. I love all of those so much. And so it really was a disappointment that this line just does not jive with my skin, like at all. Of the 3 products so far in this line, there wasn't really like a home run, like knocked it out of the park, wow, across the board product. Really, I think I would say my favorite from this line was the scrub. If you exclusively use it as a scrub, I think it's a great product, but it did fail in the wash off category. So definitely have to take some marks off just for that alone, but the scrub was probably the most impressive one. The cleansing balm is effective. It's a nice product, but it has a few red flags, a few downfalls, if you will. And the Essence, the product I wanted to love, and I just don't. I just don't. So that's the tea, and you know what? That's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. So I'm curious, have you guys tried fig in your skincare products yet? Let me know in the comment box below. If you're not subscribed to my channel but the video helped you out, please do consider subscribing. I release 2 new Korean skincare focused videos every single week. And don't forget to turn on those notifications. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I hope you are healthy, happy, and safe. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.